These Are About Marketing This Week. My name is Roger Gallegos. I'm the founder and CEO of BK Marketing. Today we're going to be talking about mistakes, specifically mistakes that all marketers, myself included, make when marketing their business or marketing for somebody else. I know this topic intimately because, like I said, these are things that I've done myself. These are things I've learned from. These are things that I've seen other people do. And what you really want to do when you avoid this is just make the process smoother and more efficient. That's really what you're trying to do with your marketing. And that's why it's important to identify what these mistakes are and how you can avoid them. So that's what we're going to be looking at today, talking about what the mistakes are and what you can do to avoid them so you can become a better, more efficient and effective marketer of your business. So let's jump right into it by the first one, which is not having a plan. This is something that I'm very passionate about. If you see any of my content before, I'm a firm believer in having a strategy. When you don't have a plan, you do something what I call random acts of marketing. That's when you send a random email, put random messages on social media, or make infrequent updates to your website, and everything just looks scattered. That's because you don't have a plan. To avoid this, sit down, understand what you're trying to accomplish by setting some goals, create a plan for how you're going to meet those goals, and understand your target audience, which we'll get to here in a second, and just create a path, a map for how you're going to interact with all your marketing channels and how you're going to interact with your audience. And when you do that, things become a lot clearer. You have that plan. You have those steps that you're going to take so you don't engage in those random acts of marketing. So the first mistake to avoid is not having a plan. Next is something I call too much too soon. And this is something particular that I fall prey to. And what I mean by that is when you get really excited and you try to do everything all at once. You say, I'm going to blog every week. I'm going to send 2 emails out a month. I'm going to be on every social media platform out there. And you may be able to do it for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month. But after a while, you get kind of burnt out because as a business owner, you have a lot of other things going on. So all the time that you personally spend marketing your business, that's time away from training staff, making phone calls, improving your processes, doing bookkeeping, all those other things that you have to do to keep the trains moving in your business. So the best thing to do if you're just starting now is start slow. Start with just writing one blog a month or 2 blogs a month, or be on a few social media platforms. And the reason you want to do that, I want to get into this a little bit more, is you want to start building a process so maybe you could train somebody else to take some of the burden off on you. But what you really want to do is understand how these things work, so if you do pass it off, as an owner, as a manager, you can kind of just dip in, understand what work is being done, and then dip out and go back to your normal line of work, so you have an idea what's going on, but you don't have to actually do the work, the time-consuming work yourself. So the too much too soon is a big mistake, and to avoid it is just take it slow, understand what you're trying to accomplish, and create a process to make it work for you. Number 3, not focusing on your target audience. Now this is a huge one. I could probably go on a whole video on this, but when you think about marketing, it's not about what you want, it's not about what you like or what you think is right. It's really about what your audience likes, what they will react to, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to motivate your audience to take action. So you have to look at the content that they're going to like. You're going to have to look at the imagery that they're going to want. You're going to have to look at the marketing channels that they're going to be on. I had a quick story here. I was talking to a colleague several years ago, and he was telling me about a client that he was selling radio ads to, and this client wanted all of his ads on the country radio station because that's what he listened to. He finally had to tell him, you don't have to convince yourself. It doesn't matter that you listen to country, that you want your ads on country radio. Your audience listens to a different radio station, and that's where you have to go. So when you think about your marketing, get out of your own space a little bit. Think about what your audience wants. Think about their needs and put that first. And this can be tough to do at first. So again, take your time with it. Put your audience first and make sure you're addressing their needs and putting information where they're most likely to see it, because that's what's going to work in the long run. So that's number 3. Number 4, and I touched on this on the second one, is no process to create and publish content. This is a big one, and this is another one that I've suffered from. If you're going to create content on a regular basis, doesn't matter if it's 2 blogs a month, 4 blogs a month, 1 blog a month, a couple videos, a newsletter, regular updates to your website. You have to have a process in mind, and all that does is it allows you certain steps so you could create a checklist, so you could do things every month to make sure those things get done, and eventually, hopefully, you pass that on so you could focus your time and efforts and energy on other aspects of your business. So when you're just starting out something, maybe you're more hands-on and you're more in the process because you want to make sure things are done to your liking. But once that process is set, once the train tracks are laid, so to speak, you could pass it on to somebody else, and all you do is you just touch base and check on it and make sure the trains are running on time. So the biggest thing you could do for yourself to avoid this is just have a process. Say, these are the 5 things I need to get done when writing a blog and posting it, or these are the 6 things I need to get done when creating a video, editing, and publishing it. Whatever those things are, just create a process done that works for you, that works for your staff, and then make sure you check on it periodically to make sure everything's running smoothly. And if things need to be updated, make updates as needed. So that's number 4, is not having a process. The number 5 thing, and this is something I think I've seen every marketer do, and that's forgetting about your current customers. We tend to be in this mode when marketing our business where we always look at the new, we always look at bringing new customers in, and that's a huge thing. But once you have a customer, they make a purchase, they go in this bucket here, and we forget about them. That's a person that needs less convincing, because they've already spent money with you. They've already been convinced. They've already spent money with you once. And if you did a good job, if you provided a good enough experience for them, they're more likely to come back. You just have to approach them and give them a reason to. So to avoid this, what you want to do is create some mechanism so you can be in touch with them again. So whether it's collecting an email address, a phone number, or something, so you can maybe message them via text message, is collect their contact information and then reach out to them once, twice a month. Say, hey, it's been a while. How's it going? Here's what we got going on. Or, hey, you bought this product, you might be out, we're having a sale on it. And if you have any doubts of how this works, go on to Amazon. Amazon's great at this. They send follow-up emails, those type of things, because they're keeping people engaged, and they want to get those people coming back. So do not forget about the people who already spent money from you, because that can be a huge source of income. And especially if you start getting it to where they don't even think about it anymore, they just start coming to you automatically before they get an email, you have the golden ticket there, or the golden goose, so to speak. So that's number 5. Let's do a quick recap on the 5 mistakes to avoid. Not having a plan, too much too soon, not focusing on your target audience, no process to create and publish content, and forgetting about your current customers. If you keep those mistakes in mind and you create processes in place to put processes in place to avoid those mistakes, you're going to become a much better, efficient, and effective marketer of your business. And trust me, don't feel bad. These mistakes, I tell you, every marketer has made them. There's not one marketer who has not done one of these things or multiple of these things, and then, quite frankly, done it multiple times in their career. So what I'm sharing with you is I'm sharing it from experience, and hopefully you guys can see this and avoid these mistakes. If you have any questions about any of these things, please let me know. And just let me know what you think about it. Let me know if there's any big mistakes that I missed. I just went with some 5 common ones. I didn't want to go too long on this. As always, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll be back next week talking about, let's see what's next week's topic. Next week, we'll be talking about personalizing your marketing efforts, which is going to be a really fun topic. Looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that. Once again, my name is Roger Gallegos, founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. This has been Beacon Marketing's Beacon 5 things you know about marketing. Next week, I'll talk to you next week. You guys have a good one. Bye.